that some artists need to work with quiet, some artists need total silence. So let's keep the chatting to a low volume. Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Art with Liz. I am delighted to have those of you who are here in person at the Hoboken Library and those of you who are joining us on Zoom and YouTube. Welcome to you as well. Major thanks to the Hoboken Library for sponsoring these hybrid art classes. I think we are very lucky to be able to avail ourselves with the ability to come in person to our class, but also if you are unable to do that, to do creative work in the comfort of your own home. There's a chair here, 2 chairs here. Today, this is our final class for December 2025. Happy New Year soon to everyone. Happy holidays. We will obviously begin again in January 2026. But because we are in the month of December, which is a month for many of us certainly in this part of the world, a month of light in a time of darkness because of our geographic location. The days are getting shorter and shorter. I have chosen to do a theme of artists who explore light and dark and artists who use color in their work. Today, I've chosen an artist who doesn't quite fit that theme, or I've kind of stretched the theme in order to make her fit. Before I talk about that, though, I have to talk about one other thing. I have brought in a questionnaire survey for those of you who are here and attending in person. I am inviting you to fill in this questionnaire because it will help me in 2026 choose activities that you think will make class more creative and useful to you. There are 18 choices. I want you to choose your top 5 and rank them 1 through 5. 1 being top choice, 5 being the lowest. Those of you who are online or on Zoom, I am going to email, if you're on my email list, I'm going to email the questionnaire to you so that you can do it digitally. I didn't want to send it to you via email. I wanted to be able to talk to you about it first. There is a typo in the questionnaire. Question number 6 states realistic portrait landscape watercolor painting, and I forgot to put a comma between the word portrait and landscape. Question number 6. So it's meant to read realistic portrait, comma, landscape watercolor painting. So it means, do you want to practice doing portrait and or landscape work using watercolor paints? There's also at the bottom of the class a question about whether or not you like that we start each class with the slideshow. So you can answer that just briefly at the bottom of the page or on the back. I want these to be anonymous. Please do not write your name on them. And finally, if you have an idea for something that you want to do that is not on the questionnaire, write that on the back as well. I thought 18 choices was already excessive, but if there's an idea that you have that is not on the list, feel free to add it. I'll put this on the back counter where all the rest of the supplies are after we finish our discussion. So as always, we are going to start the class, with our slideshow. My idea is that the slideshow jumpstarts you with your own creative process. After the slideshow, I'm going to talk about what we are going to do in our own creative process today. Wow, we have really a full house today. All right, and I just got a chat message that our fellow student Robin has made cookies for our class today. Thank you so much, Robin. And we will put them out later. They're for everyone, correct? I'm sure. Thank you so much. So we have a taste treat here today as well. All right. Our artist for today, and I am stretching the theme of joyous work today, but I don't know. There's something about this artist that really struck me and appealed to me when I was looking for artists. I mean, her name came up. I typed into the search bar artists who use dark and light in their work. And the artist Mocha Lee came up. She does photography, but photography that she then puts up on social media. She also looks at photography that she sees on social media, but then she paints portraits that she finds on social media. She also does self-portraits of selfies that she puts on social media. And we're going to look at those in the slideshow. I think they are something special. I want you to look with us and see what you think. So here we go. I'm going to share the slideshow, and I'm really excited and anxious to hear what you have to say about her work. Margot, are you able to see the slideshow? Anyone? Rima?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, super. Mocha Lee. I put American painter. I believe she may some of the time live in America and some of the time in Korea. I have very little information about her own personal biography. If you like her work, I invite you to dig deeper into her personal life. Maybe it will help you understand her work a little bit more. She's quite young, and she has a lot to say about her work. And I'm going to read some of those quotes while we look at the slideshow. And here's the first quote. A face alone can say so many things. It indicates so much about a person, and I think understanding small nuances and being able to observe the tiniest flickers of emotions is quite fun and necessary. So she does live and work in Seoul, and she paints enigmatic portraits of young women that explore the gap between who we are and how we appear. This is a painting. This is not a photograph.
different kind of photo reels?
So she works from photographs that she either finds on social media like Facebook and Instagram, I guess probably Twitter and TikTok, and I don't know, I'm forgetting all the different social media platforms. And then she does paintings of images that she chooses. And they are oils. She works in oil paint. Beautiful use of light. Notice the beautiful highlights, particularly, I think, on the young woman's face. Now, I have a photograph of Ms. Lee herself. I will leave this out on the back counter. I believe this is her. And most of the images in the slideshow, I think, are she. She loves capturing these moments. And many of them I find to be joyful, which does fit with our theme for December, the season of light and joy for many people. Bright, bright light. This is often when you do a selfie, even in the darkest of rooms, you know, the light will go on and force the face into these situations of extreme brightness. What do you think? Any comments yet, or you want to look at more images before commenting? People are sleepy today, I think. Amazing skill, right? How many people were surprised when I said it was a painting? One hand, two, three, four. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's definitely photographic realism. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so she calls these images the most convenient tool, and it's an ever expanding pool of images for her. Social media is a never ending source of images. She likes to come up with a narrative, and then she'll scroll through various social media channels until she stumbles upon a post she likes. She then contacts the person, the account holder, and buys the rights to paint an enlarged and adjusted version of the photograph. So she doesn't copy it exactly. She asks permission and then she changes it. She's inspired by it, interprets it, and then paints it. She says that this process allows her to empathize and feel closer to the person she's painting. But this is a quote, but there isn't any real personal interaction, which I think is representative of how we live today. So even when we, and I think this is true too, when we put our pictures up on Facebook, we hope to make that connection with others, but in fact, is it really there? I'm not sure. She doesn't think so. She believes that emotional distance that exists in cyberspace enables her to approach her subjects objectively and then to reconfigure their characters. And she thinks it helps her to do it precisely. She likes what she calls the queasy lighting that happens in these selfie photographs. And it's kind of a very stark brightness that throws people into this extreme condition of bright light. No comments. Look at the great shadow under her left arm. The shadow under her chin really defines the shape of her face. The beautiful dark hair framing this woman's very pretty face. I think it's pretty.
I like her palette.
The limited palette. So the colors become bleached out because of the kind of lighting that our phone creates. And yet it's limited palette, but the colors are intense, I think. Colors on the Red Bull can. She even has the reflections of the aluminum can down so beautifully, I think. Extreme bright white highlights on the woman's face, the left cheek, the very tiny light highlight on the right, underneath the right eye, and then the streak across the left brow and the top of the nose. Pretty amazing. Not to mention in the clothing, the way she's done the shadows and the folds of her shirt. And then all along the top of what I think is a sofa. Hey, Daniel. There's a seat right here. Here's a quote from Lee. Painting a face is difficult. Even the most minuscule modification in detail can change the narrative completely. She says it's a different kind of looking than that which takes place online, and one that begs the question, is this a dream or is this reality? That's a beautiful quote with this image, I think. It does have a dreamlike quality. Look at the beautiful white line on her shoulder and back. You see it, that very teeny tiny white line, thin, all the way down her back. And I question whether you would see that in reality. That's a function of the photograph. No comments? Anybody?
Well, I was,
Rose, go ahead.
I doubt about it. Looks like she's standing in water, but she could be just on a rain-covered street.
You're right. Where is she?
It could be cobblestones or something that making the
Could be cobblestones.
shape like.
Yep.
So,
She could be on a street at night with very strong lights shining down on the, even concrete could be. But that's my guess, was she could be standing next to a lake or a river or even the ocean.
I like how her eyes are in the shadow.
Yes. In this one, her face is almost obscured by shadow. Just that tiny little bit of light at the bottom and that wonderful highlight on her cheek and tip of her nose. Fantastic use of light to create the image in this one.
If this is based off the selfie.
I-
how did
I'm
they-
not sure
is it-
about this one.
Well, yeah, that one, or the other one even, because I don't see her hand. Well, I always see people with selfie sticks. I don't know how they do it, and then I guess there's. people with
It's
remote-
hard. I do,
remote
I'm almost 100% certain that the first one we looked at is a selfie because it's called ego function error.
Mhm.
So the fact that, oh, good, Linda. The fact that it's got the word ego in it does mean,
It remind me of that singer's, yeah, that she has the hairs all going down in her nose. It's very mysterious. Nobody knows who's the subject.
okay. Very nice. I don't actually know that singer, but I believe you. Showing my age, I think, on that one. All right, let's keep going. I mean, it's very hard to believe this isn't a photograph. So I think we should comment on her skills. I think she has a very high level of skill to be able to make something that looks so real and of the moment.
I would have never thought about the light. You know, I'm looking at other Instagram like, portraits of people putting it up, and you don't think about that, but that's still part of the portrait.
Of
Where
course,
it's-
yes.
It's all, once again, it's about the light. I felt like the not last week, the artist Lois Dodge, she was just about light. Right? Like I felt that way. And I'm almost feeling like that about her. She's just looking for the light.
Right.
Give me creepy pasta that
It's
way.
interesting how she, oh, sorry. Did you start to talk?
Yeah, Daniel first.
Okay.
Yeah, it give me a little bit of creepy pasta vibe.
Say it again.
It give me creepy pasta vibe.
Creepy.
Pasta.
What is,
Like an internet term.
macaroni?
It's a like scary story. Yeah, basically. But yeah, it's kind of like a very cool because it looks so uncanny that it looks so uncanny that it can give you a little bit of scary stuff. I'm not gonna say uncanny valley scary vibes.
Yeah,
I think her images are a little creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Who is it who is speaking on this side? Robin.
Interesting how her colors, each one is, it's one color with the gray, white and whatever, and each one, it's not a, and they're beautiful. And
Yes.
And they work.
Like Heather was saying, the palette is limited, but very beautiful. Yeah. And again, I think they're so bleached out by the lighting of the phone camera. Yeah. And again, just she's absolutely captured this thing that happens in a moment. And it's difficult doing portraits, but working from photographs, you've all done that. You've all tried that. The image is so indistinct and small. And then she, expands it, enlarges it, and it's probably even blurry once she does that. So I think we have to spend a moment talking about the fact that she has a large amount of skill. All right. And we have to acknowledge the fact that her youth was shaped by mobile screens and social media. And that has definitely influenced her art. And she finds that Instagram is a medium where you can observe people up close. The intentional elements in the photos people post are intriguing. This is from an interview that she did on an art website called Artsy. Though these photos, though it differs entirely from real life speech, the intuitive props like the composition, background, pose, and expression are crafted to this is an internal quote, crafted to show off something. And that's true, right? We do these postings on social media to show off something that we're proud of in our life. And she finds that intriguing.
It'll be Gary, she goes a little bit down the rabbit hole.
You think she's gone down a rabbit hole like in,
No, it will be Gary, she go deeper on social media.
okay.
I think it's pattern like, the abstracting the human. I mean, you see a person, but the way the lights and darks in one color, in addition to the human color, is all it is, and it's an abstraction. It's shapes. So I don't know that she's after going down radical things, and she's looking at designs. She's not looking for
Okay.
content. You know, she's not advertising for Red Bull. There's a shape there.
Okay. So you think she's looking at the human form as just line and shape and light and dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And shine. She's got lots of shine. And I think that her choice of oil is a part of that. Because I think with other media, it would be that black. And am I correct in that?
And you see these more as abstract paintings instead of realistic. That's interesting. Thank you both for your comments.
It's Photoshop. Sure.
She does not use Photoshop, as far as I can tell. I mean, I found nothing about that in her imagery, which is interesting because Photoshop is a medium. Well, thank you for the heat. It's quite yummy in here at the moment. Now, here's a critic who says, what makes Lee's retro photo style paintings noteworthy is her consistent experimentation with materials and techniques with a focus on painting as a medium. Like the layered emotions in her works, her techniques are not immediately discernible. What might appear as watercolor on paper is in fact oil paint on cotton. This one is, I'm sorry. I find this one really strange.
Dog.
It's the eyes, I think, right?
Yeah.
She went down.
But it's somebody, you know, having a moment with their dog.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen stuff like this on Facebook and Instagram? It's an incredible angle. So I don't think this is a selfie. This is somebody who was, you could do this?
Sitting on the floor.
Hi. We need to pull up a chair. Thank you, Laura. All right, Lindsay.
Yeah,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
But you're holding the phone down here to try to get your dog's picture. But your dog's not gonna cooperate with what you think it's gonna do.
Well, if you're lucky, I guess. Some people are really good at this. So what she does is she likes a very smooth surface on her work. So she will cover the canvas with what is called gesso. Gesso is a material that painters put on the canvas so that the material of the canvas will not absorb the paint. And she puts a very thin coating of that on first and then starts painting with the oils. And she puts the oil paint on in layers to show that allows the gesso actually allows the paint to show the quality of the light in her work. And even when working full time, it takes her months to complete one painting. She stacks the colors thinly, letting each layer dry fully before adding the next. And this explains the color palette, guys. She likes to start with cool tones first. So she'll start with turquoise or purple because she feels that shows the emotional content from her subjects. And then she'll use many, many layers of thin washes in yellows and reds. So the warmer hues, she says, creates a growing intimacy in her work. She starts with very thin layer. Santa Claus is here. Yay! So much. This is Angela, the genius from Sweet Bakery up the road. And she has delivered for us cupcakes for Christmas. Thanks, Angela. The best cupcakes in the world, I might add. I'll put these out at the back at the end of the slideshow. So the cool colors first, the warm colors layered, many, many layers on top afterwards. And she believes this creates some kind of emotional quality in her work. Each painting, this is a direct quote from her, and it's the last thing I'm going to say, and we're going to whip through any slides left quickly. She says, quote, "Each painting is still new and painful every time, but I am eager to carry this concern and pain for a while longer." So for her, the process is difficult and painful. Every artist is different. That looks like a bowling alley.
It's like she's standing on a railroad track.
Yeah, I think it's
It's like a moving walkway.
I think it's a pattern carpet though. But it does look like all the things that were mentioned. I like the strangeness of it. This one is not creepy for me, but strange. I love the look at all the triangles in this one. I love the composition in this.
That's on blood. Or
I'm sorry, Daniel.
that picture make me attempt to add some blood.
Okay. The use of white with the red, though, is very strong. Remember, I always tell you not to leave the background white, but in this one, it really works.
It's not a white.
It's not a bright white.
No, and there's some texture to it and everything. I see what you mean about the triangles. And opposite, you have the one at the bottom pointing up.
Yep.
The one with the shirt, but then she's got the triangle of her nose, her mouth.
Her chin.
Multiple triangles in her mouth.
You're right, Rose.
Eye, the lines under the eye.
Great observation. Yeah,
That does not create tension, isn't that a psychological thing?
it does. It does. It makes for a very dynamic image.
What's under your arm? That counts too.
Look at the shiny quality. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not sure what the spots are in this image. I think I don't think they're part of the painting, but I could be wrong.
No, I've seen that, it is.
You think it is part of the painting?
It's almost like a reflection, I think. when she's looking
Oh,
at it.
like behind a dirty piece of glass?
Yeah.
maybe.
See, old mirrors get degraded and they have those spots in there where the silver's more. on the
Okay.
backside.
I believe this is the final picture. Nope, I'm wrong. Oh, I have a lot of pictures in this slideshow. You can call out comments at any time, but I'm gonna go through these very fast now.
So these
Oh.
are the children and they want, you know, they want to have a good night's sleep.
I'm sorry?
You show them to your children and they want to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, some of them are very, very,
Yeah, I
Strange.
all that. I seen the one before, it was like, the picture was probably a simple surprise, but then she turns it into like terror.
yes.
I'm a bit sadistic, you know, like, I'll show it to my nephew. They-
Yes, this person does look like she's frightened. All right. So for today, I am going to, if possible, Laura, because we have tight space today, I would like to do a demo. You think we don't have enough room? The good news is the folks at home. Okay, so I'll do a demo for those of you who are here, because I know we have several newer students in this class. I'm going to do a demo about how to draw the human face. For those of you who are my more veteran students, I think you've seen this demonstration multiple times. For those of you who are newer students, I suggest that you watch. I would like you to try drawing a self-portrait today. There are a few mirrors that I have brought in today that you may use, which is the best way to do a self-portrait. Or, like Ms. Lee, you can look at photographs that you have of yourself on your phone and work from them. Or you can take a selfie and work from the selfie. Those of you who are newbies, I recommend that you work in regular #2 pencil only. Use an eraser. Erasers are wonderful inventions. I don't want you to agonize like Ms. Lee does with her work. And I don't want you to use paint today. In fact, those of you who are here in person, I did not bring in any liquid media. I have brought in soft pastel, charcoal, colored pencil, and regular #2 pencils, and there are a few uniball pens. And the electric pencil sharpener. Remember to bring it today. Oh, and there are also Conti crayons, which I'm going to show folks who've never used them. I'll show you how to use those. So if you work in color in your self-portrait today, the soft pastel, the Conti crayon, and the colored pencils are best to use. For starters, though, I am going to put up on the big screen our diagram of how to draw the human face. Those of you who are my veteran students, you've seen this 9 million times. Those of you who are new, I'm going to go over the basic steps for drawing the human face with you before I do the demo. I'm going to put out the questionnaire at the back. I'm going to put up the steps for doing the human face on the big screen. I'm going to put out the treats, and Robin, if you want me to put out your cookies now, I will too. Take a few minutes to gather up supplies. I have large pieces of white paper and small pieces of white paper. If you like, fill in the questionnaire while you're waiting for me to get ready for the demo. Any questions about what we're doing today? Keep in mind that you are not Michelangelo. This is a fun class today. All right. What I have, no, I'll put everything out first. Promised I would put this out. Remember, the questionnaire is voluntary. You do not have to fill it in, but I think it will help me in 2026. Laura, may I put the questionnaire at your table?
Yes.
Questionnaire is on Laura's table. Where's mine? Oh, so this is people wanted to see what these looks.
Oh, I thought that was. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, you can leave the survey back in Laura's table.
Remember, I wanted to be anonymous. Write your name.
Wonderful.
I leave these.
Yes, yes.
Read it. Go ahead. Oh, I want to say friends. I mean, mine's probably wrong.
Just get out of there.
Look all the time. All right, so now I'm going to get ready for the demo. Robert, yummy. Thank you, Robin.
I'm saving myself. I'm waiting here. So,
Yeah, I should have said. No, I just take it.
So I actually have a slideshow about the proportions of the human face. Do you want me to show that? Yes? Okay.
I just saw that yesterday on my top table.
I forgot I had that. All right, for those of you who are interested, I am going to go through, the slideshow I have about the proportions of the human face. So those of you who've seen it before, I'm going to ask you to bear with us. Please do not talk. While I'm instructing others. Thank you. All right, here we go. So those of you who've never drawn the human face before, or those of you who need a review, this is your chance to learn the basics of drawing the human face. And those of you at home, you can enjoy with us if you'd like. I know you guys are my veteran students, so if you don't want to watch, you certainly don't have to. For starters, the human face is what shape? Oval, wider at the top, narrower at the bottom. It is oval shaped. Keep that in mind. It is symmetrical. If you were a lethal, horrible human being and you had a chainsaw and you decided to saw the face in half, it would be pretty much the same on both sides. As we age, anomalies start to appear. One side may be slightly lower than the other, whatever. But for the most part, we are the same on both sides of the face. If you were to draw a vertical line straight down the middle, you would see that it's pretty much the same. So this is an artist's rendering of the face with guidelines on it. If you are a beginning artist, you might want to draw in your oval a very light pencil line to indicate that it is symmetrical. You can draw this very thin vertical line down the middle, starting at the hairline all the way down to the chin. Make it light so that you can erase it later. The other thing to know about the human face is where the eyes are situated. Boom. So the middle of the eye is at the top of the ears. Now, if you look at this drawing that's on the big screen at the moment, notice that the eye line is not in the middle of the eyes. It's at the bottom of the eye, and it's the top of the nose, at the bridge of the nose. So it's kind of not quite at the top of the ear, but at the bridge of the nose is where the bottom of the eye sits. The brow is more at the top of the ear. You can put both those guidelines if you wish. I don't think it's necessary to put both. But the eyes are almost halfway from the brow to the chin. And I like to put that horizontal guideline on my oval. Any questions about that? The bottom of the nose is the next guideline. And that's at the bottom of the ear. I call this the ear corridor. So the eyes and the nose fit within the ear corridor. It's really helpful to know that about the human face. And the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. The bottom of the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. So I don't know why on my ancient laptop I cannot use my mouse to indicate, but the nose line is halfway between the eyes and the chin, this horizontal, and it's also at the bottom of the ear. And everyone's the same. I don't care how big your nose is. This is where it sits on the face. Big or small. It all fits proportionally. The mouth line is your final guideline, horizontal guideline. The mouth sits halfway between the nose and the chin. Well, this guideline is for the bottom of the mouth, which is okay, but it's halfway between the nose and the chin. This horizontal. It's also where it's not on my face, but it's pretty much where the jawbone is. You see that? The bottom of the mouth is halfway between the nose and the chin. This part of my face is unusually long. That's also, it's part of the aging process. So that's your final horizontal guideline. The other awesome thing about the human face, I get so excited about this, I think it's so cool. The outer corner of the lip is a deadfall, vertical deadfall, from the eye down, in the middle of the eye, straight down. It's the outer corner of the lip. Look at this. Straight down. And the width of the nose is a straight vertical from the inner corner of the eye to the outer edge of the nose. And it has nothing to do with the width of the nose. This is a proportional thing with every human face. Pretty awesome, right? So you can also put guidelines for this and this, if you wish. I don't usually do that. For me, the most important guidelines, and I do it very lightly in pencil, and I'm going to show that to those of you who want to see me do it physically in a moment. The horizontal and the one vertical to show symmetry are the most important guidelines. Any questions? All right. I'm going to start moving a little quicker because you guys aren't going to have any time to make anything. This is another drawing with guidelines. I'm only putting it up to let you know there are millions of guidelines on the internet. If you put in the search bar proportions of the human face, you can find millions of these diagrams online. Here's another one. If you like mathematical precision, there are diagrams for this. The Greeks invented a mathematical formula called the golden mean for the perfect face. All right, now we're getting into something else that's really interesting. The human face can be measured by eye lengths as well. So across the human face, it is 5 eye lengths. Oh, I thought I had that image on the slideshow. Unfortunately, I don't.
5 eyes.
Yeah, it's not. This one is too creepy to look at. But anyway, and it, So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can literally measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eye lengths across. And it's good to know about because not only is it 5 eye lengths wide, but there are other things you can use the eye length for. Watch this. From the bridge of the nose to the tip of the nose, it's an eye length. Amazing, right? The mouth, almost exactly an eye length more. It's just slightly bigger. So you can use the eye length for measurement. And you can use your pencil. Be careful you don't use the tip with the point on it, but you can literally measure eye length. As you draw. All right, any questions about the proportions of the human face? After all of that though, if you draw large, if we blow it up and enlarge it, it's much easier to draw because you have more room for error. And then the proportions are the same. Once you draw the eye, then you can draw it proportional. But you have to draw the eye in proportion to the size of the oval that you create. And I'm going to show you how to do that right next. Those of you who think you have enough information to begin, please do. I'm going to put a picture of the human face on the screen. If you don't feel ready to do a self-portrait, you can copy a portrait. Okay. All right. Those of you who want to watch me draw a portrait, I'm going to do that after I put the big picture on the screen, or a picture on the big screen. You all have your supplies. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see, this image is not all that exciting, but I think it's probably good to use to copy. Yeah, this one will be okay. My dream is to one day have a class that is just for drawing, because it is the best way to learn how to draw. Everyone at home able to see this image? All right, those of you here in person, if you want to copy this very idealized picture of a face, you may. I deliberately put up a line drawing without any shading for you to copy from if you like. It's, you know, very simple, very boring. All right, I'm going to get a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to move to this table over here because there's room. And the best way to watch me is to stand behind me.
This is what it's gonna be. No, sure. Yeah.
Dark ones have to be shorter. Meow. 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 Meow.
I wonder if the cat will start to talk to the cat. Because I would do that. I would be talking, trying to talk to the cat, but the cat.
But in reality, you do have to be shaved. So when I look at shaving, there are many ways to do shaving, but I would people, real thick, the real key is the blank. Literally models the form of nose. This is what we're working with clay. But here we're working with dark. And with the light hitting the nose, it's usually darker around the eye socket because the iris faces back into the skull. I like to start there, bridge of your nose. Start with very little shadow first, blend it. Remember, bridge of the nose should be one eye on the top. Lighting is very hard. Coming from above, so this is probably the that takes this curve, this curve, little bit of shadow, top, very light. Notice, I'm not doing the shading straight. I'm doing the curve. The width of the nose, right? Then must blend. So in the bridges, but the here's a little darker here. Follow shape, curve. So what I said before, the width of the nose goes straight down from the inner corner of the eye. See how it's looking nose-like. Really slow. And that's enough to kind of define the shape. And then I just jump into the mouth. And you don't want it, this is not an okay way to draw a mouth, but if you outline it like this, it's going to look flat, more like puffy. So again, you want to use body. Darkest part of basically it. Haven't erased. Erasing is a good thing. Now, the shape of the face, if you get to this part, everybody's different. The jawline is what makes it. And if you get to that point, you fall in love. Well, it depends on the light. So this is what's just my beginning. You can come back and you can be more shaky. Right? Some people live with people have a man's at the bottom of their nose. You do this, I've seen you do this. You have to learn how to look. Yes, you do. And try and let go of the fact that you're doing it. Yeah. That was shape on mine. Okay. What? And a reminder, those of you who filled out the questionnaire yesterday, multi-gender, please, when you fill it in. You don't have to do it twice. Daniel, you came in late, there is a questionnaire about the art class. The questionnaires are right on Laura's desk. Box with the race.
Yeah.
And over her neighbors. Another bite of my cook. And remember, number 6 has a typo.
Yeah, so it's like this, if I put this water or flour, I mean, so that would be, should have a table with object, on the table with object on the.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's already 11:45.
Okay. Or points. What? Yeah, I'm sorry.
How this changes if you're dealing with a really anomalous person's face, like,
Everyone's face is different. So.
yeah, but as far as the proportion and rules, like Stephen Colbert's ears don't match. That's something.
You would draw what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have really anomalous faces like Rondo Hatton.
So I want you to think about this, Chris. The color portion of the eye is bigger. You shouldn't see this much white space. Or make the color portion big. Great.
Beautiful.
Coming around to look.
Gary.
The only problem with this picture on the big screen is that is it the pupil that's the colored portion of the eye? They left it white. It ain't white. So you need to color this in. Yeah. No, well, that is black. This is colored. Yeah, this is excellent. That's good. Yeah, I want you to put in. It's not difficult. You look Look at the shape of the white of the eye. And then you'll know exactly the size to make the color for you. You can do it. It's hard to see in this picture. You can barely see the whites of your eye.
So the pupil is bigger.
Pupil bigger. The pupil fills kind of the eyeball. And this picture on the big screen not only has it left the pupil white, which is completely so false to nature, the pupil's bigger. Look at the shapes of the white part of the eye. And it will help you determine the size of the pupil. Yeah, you've got the eyes perfect. Great. Want more hair. This part of the head is bigger. Oh, I forgot to show you how to use contact crayons. Drawing. Anybody wants to use the contact crayons? They're in the box behind the pencil sharpener. And if you want me to show you how to use them, just let me know. They're great for skin tone. Merry Christmas. Great drawing. This is wrong, by the way. The first line you have is perfect. You do it from memory. Are you looking at a picture on here? Or you're looking at that picture? Okay, good. I want you to be looking more at that though, not so much at this. Doing great. Don't forget the eyelid. Look at me. Don't forget the eyelid. You see how there's this line above the eye? You need the eyelid. Gotta look at some. Very high blood disease. Look at me, Lisa. Lisa, look at me. You can draw these shapes. Not the pupil, draw these shapes on either side of the pupil. You understand? Just in the shadow showing at the size of the field. Yeah. I was just white underneath. So the color, you know, like the eye. Yes. The pupil fills the whole white part of the eye unless the person is looking up at the ceiling. But when the person's looking straight ahead, the pupil fills the white of the eye. Look at the picture on the screen. Yes, but color this in. On the screen, it's white, and that's not the way it is. So the retina should be bigger. It's too tiny. And I wouldn't make it so round. You see how this the patches of light coming in. Don't make it so dark and heavy and round. That makes it look like a cartoon. Proportions are great. Hi. Different stuff, yeah. Often it has to do with the lower. So come up to cover. I read it to the upper line.
You're the one who brought it.
Yes, blame it on me, everybody else.
You brought the creepiness. So
Yeah,
that's why
I
we
did.
Now you brought in some, you brought in creations.
No, I got distracted because.
Which is good, you got the, not only kind of.
I'm gonna try after.
Like that to Rick. Okay, Rose, this is so good proportionally.
It's it.
You need more on the top of the head.
Yeah, I just said, look at something, I was trying to find a space and then.
You should really, trying to do it from memory is impossible.
Yeah, that's what well, I'm looking for somebody, I got a good picture, I haven't seen. I got people over, I got this. Her birthday.
It's not looking straight ahead though. So
Yeah,
you
okay.
might want to
Well,
choose somebody,
There's more.
because it's hard to do,
Yeah.
you know, semi-profiles.
Semi profile. Maybe on that.
That's maybe for the next portrait class.
To that.
There you go. You work from that one. YouTube is looking, but you need to work from a photograph. So this is great. You also look at this. And that's often determined by the shape of the pulses. The eye itself. But look at this for a minute. If you draw this shape, I should have talked about that in the demo. This shape determines the curvature of the eyelid. And then make the pupil really fill the eye a little bit more. But the size of the eye is terrific. You don't need to erase the whole thing. How are we doing at home? Doing good?
You wanna give me a tip? He's in the line.
You want it not to be obvious?
No.
Is it blackness of the stuff?
That's okay.
You want to be wrong. Make the shadow kind of disappear. We'll still see it. But
They're not. Such a.
very nice. I don't want you to draw the eye. I want you to draw the eye. Look at me. Doing so good. So great. Try and draw the white of the eye. You see that as a shape? On either side of the pupil, there's a shape. Blend. Make the blend. Make the outline disappear. Stop. You wouldn't bring anything. What would your press release? You don't need any more pencil. You need to blend, not erase. No erase. Blend. No more pencil. Blend. Oh, yeah. I have a pencil in no. Yeah. You add just the two. I like it very much. I like that. Yeah, but you need it too far. Shad. Yeah. So what I was thinking about. Too hard on it.
Well,
And
I'm
it-
afraid of one, now I'm doing it.
What is school Wayne, which? Wayne was the first.
I'm delighted that you're working so hard on it. Thank you for taking it. That means a lot.
Oh, did you finish now? I didn't.
You did.
I'm afraid of those. They're odd. Right?
Eyes are dark.
Liz, this might be a picture itself, right?
Moving in on the one.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be really obsessed about making it red. A little bit of white.
Yeah, I just noticed that, it doesn't have a dot.
The forehead is black.
So black, and then it's just like a little, it's just a light.
Really good. Yeah. Not looking at.
Oh, I took that totally differently.
Don't worry, I'm just finishing up.
This is the argument. This. Hopefully, I think it will. I did. Yeah. Erase.
Yeah.
Liz,
Yes, me.
we have a question about the survey.
Hit me
I
right.
took it. I took it as.
How can I not know this is your work? Okay. My fault.
But I don't know if, like, one, I want this a lot, and five, I want it a little bit, or these are the five things I want. Like, I can't decide, like, I could decide.
Just hand it to me. And I'll try it.
Okay, you might need to call in translation, but you call my mother. She'll hang up. Say, I have no idea.
Like I can figure it out. Right. A lot. Well, you're trying to interpret, but a lot means I'm gonna be crying. That's just hard for me to articulate. It's a visual thing, I can't always put it into words. You know, I agree with you. Why do people think? They're younger. Happy holidays, everybody. I want to.
Happy holiday. I see you soon.
Okay, don't miss the bus. Get out of here.
No.
I told the truth. I wish we'd had more classes.
Listen, you have one more Tuesday, or are you done?
No, it's-
They're off. Okay. 1:30 to 3.
Yeah. Sorry, folks, can you hear my phone or only I can hear? So sorry. It's probably my son or spam. It's spam going into voicemail. Somebody wants money from me. We're not going to share today. I'm sorry. I know it's the last class of 2025, but some people are intensely working. I don't want to stop. I hope that's all right. It is 12:15, which is ordinarily time to start cleaning, but I'm going to give you some extra time. I can't believe it's our last class of 2025. May 2026 be better for us all.
Multi-center.
Yes. So I teach a class at the Multi-Service Center on 2nd and Grand on Tuesdays from 1:30 to 3:30. And it's very similar to this class. I start with a slideshow and have art projects.
Then there's Bill.
And we have Bill. He is a model. We have him every week.
A model class.
Model for the class. So you have the option to draw from life every single Tuesday, as well as choosing to do the project that I bring. It is. It's a little more relaxed than this class. You have more room to spread out. And it's usually a few more people attend that class than this one.
Yeah, those of you who want to have more classes for 2025, I do have the Tuesday afternoon class from 1:30 to 3:30 at the Multi-Service Center, Second and Grand. And we do have a live model every Tuesday. Bill, he's modeled for us here. So you can either drop on live or you can do the project that I've written. It's beautiful.
That's me.
I don't think you have a dog,
Oh, okay, yeah. That's awesome. Steve,
I mean, senior hop. Getting ready to serve. So you don't sleep, you got in crowded. I mean, also say.
Oh, good, you see her? Yeah, say it's from the last. Appreciate it. I know.
oh, your hat.
And they said, just me and the family after over this evolving. So there's a thing
Yeah, this is great, yeah. No, I'm giving you them.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to take a look at everybody.
I was interested in.
I was kind of.
Like,
If you try to guess who that is, no, he gave one of the most, he gave one of the most disturbing, roles, alongside another guy. Very disturbing. Yeah, he made a very, in Minecraft, Jack Black, he had to go on. Yeah, just here. Yeah, they act like 50-year-old. Although Jack Black, oh my God. I hate you. I absolutely hate Jack. I absolutely hate Jack. The way he looked, he really Yeah, I don't care.
Right, we do have to clean up, guys, sorry. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Woo! Does anyone take the multi-center class? I'll see you next week. We have 2 more classes. And the rest of there's no class. Okay.
Yeah, if I remember, I'll try and answer some of the multi-list. Give me your email address again. Sure. I'll get another.
Those of you who have never been to the multi-center, but you wanna come, give me your email address again, I will add you to the multi.
I don't know. I mean, I guess what it said.
On Tuesday, I'm here recently, I'm gonna add you to the party.
Give me your email again.
Oh, will you be there?
It's a big problem, so.
Mary,
Okay, this is that.
You don't like that.
Thank you, Lisa, thank you very, very much. Your drawing today is excellent. Do you want me to put your email?
You double check.
You can't read it, but, my email, this is. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, Daniel, you don't have to clean that off. Enjoy the holidays. Thank you for talking to you all the time and how wonderful, what a great experience this is. Yes, I don't want to talk about this, yeah. Maybe that I'm going to do a series of 6 letters. And we'll have a spot for it, the man with the grant. I mean, Mary, next week, but they'll in the process of deciding whether or not. Bye-bye. And then it depends on the schedule. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Thank you so much.
That's a skill base.
Okay.
That's what she likes.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. Well, I miss you too.
Oh.
I'm glad you made it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You did it so well.
It was.
So well. Now go and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, okay, okay, got it.
And this way is the elephant.
Oh, perfect.
Well, I. You can go.
Thank you for coming. Bye, guys.
Oh, the green hops on the master. That's passage. Okay.
No, I have to get that.
Thank you, Liz. I'm ready to go to.
Yeah, I'm Tuesday.
That's why I. So. You got it from me. But I didn't have a lot of. So I was thinking about it, because I thought about just thinking. It's the same as. Yeah, we walked over to Madison, and then I have like a tile just sitting on my table.
Oh, good.
Yes. In the last few weeks, I've been trying to like, as I was watching TV, it's like, you know. Yeah, and then I did do some projects, though, I'll show you, I did I made I found this rock in that area, just these bronze. No, at Union, $6.49 with natural wood. And then I did the. I found that pillow at Walmart. Yeah, and then, so I matched the top back. Maybe it's this, H&G bird, that I'm gonna make a mobile. Because for this project, we did a project here. We did this project. So I have no sense of scale, so I was joking.
That you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the bird small enough, but I'm making it too big, so I wanna get one a little smaller. And then, but then I started making all these birds. That's it.
So I'm going to say goodbye for today. Thank you all for coming. It is our final Art with Liz for 2025. I wish you all a great and happy, healthy new year. May only good things come to you. And I will see you all in 2026.
Sounds good. Happy.
All right. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
And then it's a paper.
Goodbye, Art On. There are so many great shows at museums in New York City, also the Newark Museum right here in New Jersey. Get out, look at art, do art, see art in nature all around you, in the great buildings we have around us. Enjoy, everyone. Bye-bye. Art
Oh.
On.
Hi, Liz. Quick question. Are you going to be having a class at the multi-center
Yes.
last week of December, right? Also?
There are 2 more classes at the multi-center Rima, but yes, the final week we will be having class next week and the week after that as well.
And it's at 1:30 p.m. it starts, right?
Correct, 1:30 to 3:30.